Hi, everyone. I am Britt Marino with CBS 4 and CBSDenver.com, and Steve Hartman is joining us from New York to talk about the upcoming CBS Sunday morning show. Jane Pauley is on vacation, so Steve is just filling in. Steve, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, too.
We're excited to talk with you, and I know this week you're talking to a big name, Jennifer Garner, and I think we've seen her in the headlines plenty of times in regards to her divorce to Ben Affleck. So I'm wondering, what is she saying about this? Is she willing to talk about it, and what is she up to now?
She's saying she wishes she wasn't in the headlines so much. That's part of it. But this is a very revealing interview. I mean, we see sides of her that we haven't seen before. Well, we meet her chickens, for example. We meet her parents. We talk about her life on screen and her life off screen. And one of the more interesting parts is the paparazzi and the role the tabloids have played in her life. Here's a little snippet of that.
What I think that I've learned is that scrutiny in your private life puts a pressure to make something happen. You feel a pressure to hurry up and get married because you think that'll end the are they engaged, are they not? And that's true in the reverse as well. If you are, if there is any inkling of trouble, or if the tabloids decide there's trouble, it can create trouble.
Our contributor, Connor Knighton, did the interview. And what's interesting about that is Connor and Jennifer grew up together in Charleston, West Virginia. They went to the same high school. They attended the same church. So having him do the interview makes this all the more interesting. So I think it'll be worth tuning in for.
And as always, you share incredibly uplifting stories on the show. And I'm hearing about one in regards to a retired high school music teacher. And it sounds like he learned just how many lives he affected.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is probably a lot of teachers are like this. This is a guy, he's 80 years old. He taught for 30 years. He'd lost touch with a lot of his former students. But he always had this dream of one day reconnecting with as many as possible. And unbeknownst to him, the students planned just that. 300 of them from all over the world came back together for one final concert in Ponca City, Oklahoma. And there wasn't a dry eye in the place because this guy was kind of a tough teacher at the time. He didn't smile a whole lot. But after that concert, you get to see how much he loved those students all along. As you say, I do a lot of stories that kind of tug at the heartstrings. This one got to my heartstrings because I was in that concert crying myself.
Oh, I'm sure. It's probably so emotional. And what else can we expect this Sunday?
We've got a lot of great stories. The World Cup is on Sunday, so we've got a great story by Jim Axelrod, who kind of explores World Cup mania. The World Cup, this final, it's the Super Bowl of sporting events. The Super Bowl isn't even the Super Bowl of sporting events. This is bigger than that. I think it has 10 times more viewers. Then we have a story, I don't know who got this gig, but somebody got to go sample dumplings in China. You know, I want that job. We actually paid somebody to do this, and we have a story about that. Those are just a few of the stories we got coming up.
All righty, we look forward to them. Steve, thank you so much. And just a quick mention here, we do love watching your stories as well.
Thank you so much. I like doing them.
They're some of our favorites. Well, thank you so much.
And some of my favorites.
I'm sure they are.
A lot in common.
Exactly. Come on out to Denver and say hi. We'd love to talk to you.
That's a deal.
All righty.
I will.
You can watch these stories with Steve Hartman on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock right here on CBS 4.